Arbitrum ecosystem update number 44, I think. How's it going, guys? Nothing in this video is financial advice. Everything I say is my opinion alone. And excuse the voice, dude, my voice is completely dead. I'll be chugging some water throughout this entire video. Hopefully it's a short one, but I kind of doubt it. Let's jump into it. First tweet by Chase, or Chunk, as he goes by on his Twitter, from Offchain Labs. Chase says Arbitrum Orbit is becoming the de facto stack for gaming, or asking if it's becoming the de facto stack for gaming. Because in the last 2 weeks, Treasure DAO, Apechain, and Proof of Play have all announced that they're building their gaming ecosystems using Arbitrum Orbit. And by the way, Zygames is already live on mainnet. Pretty good for a DeFi chain. I think what Chase also here wants to convey is that for a long time, and even up until today, Arbitrum is really only kind of looked at from the masses as like this DeFi behemoth, which is mainly what crypto is kind of used for and known for right now, right? However, I think, like, you know, as he pointed out here, not only on the Orbit stack part, but also just like, even on like One and Nova, gaming on Arbitrum has been like exploding, and having behemoths like ApeCoin, Proof of Play, Treasure, as well as already committed and deploying their own Arbitrum chains, it's pretty insane. And my bet is that you're not going to see that slowing down anytime soon. If anything, that's just kind of the beginning of it, especially with the whole arcade initiative that the foundation is throwing now, that I mentioned yesterday. But very exciting times, man. I mean, like, the cool part is that, like, I'm interested, like, in a world where Arbitrum dominates both DeFi and gaming, where the DAO sits in the gaming side of things. I mentioned Carell's gaming catalyst comment yesterday, but I do truly hope to see stuff like that actually kind of passing and really making an impact on the gaming ecosystem within Arbitrum, because he wasn't wrong in that there's a lot of competition, man, like a lot, and other chains essentially, without going too into detail, are throwing a lot of money at gaming teams, and it's a very competitive space. I think even a lot more competitive than DeFi for some reason. But nonetheless, shout out to Chase for that tweet. Let's move on to the next one. Speaking of Orbit chains, we have a Superposition here. They say that the cheapest AMM on Arbitrum built around steering order flow. Testnet coming soon. Welcome to Longtail, the first app on the Superposition chain. For those of you who don't know, Superposition is essentially a DeFi native L3 that has kind of like incentives and I think this is something else. Incentives and order flow kind of baked into the protocol itself. Low-key, it kind of sounds like a direct competitor to a direct answer to Blast in a way, like incentive, But what I will say, and what I will bring up here, and why this will be a killer, is because they're actually utilizing a stylus, allowing for faster and cheaper on-chain transactions. They wrote a little bit about, technically about stylus a couple months back, and as well as about the Rust SDK that they were working on. Very exciting stuff, guys. Like this is what I'm like when most teams that I speak to that choose the Arbitrum Orbit stack, for most reasons, it's usually like the obvious pick, to be honest, right? It's like the most battle-tested L2 out there, like technology out there that's fully complete with fraud proofs. But what I will say is what steers people a lot over the edge is like stylus. Stylus alone is really what does it. The fact that you're not limited to writing in just Solidity. There are teams that really do want to optimize their apps with Rust or maybe even C or C++. I think most of them are sticking to Rust though, to be honest. But really excited to see more and more Orbit chains and even teams just launching stylus-based apps. Stylus is still in testnet, so you're not going to see anything on mainnet anytime soon. But I do anticipate it will be this year. So let's see. All right, we have the Arbitrum Foundation. This is a quick one. They just say demand for USDC is buzzing on Arbitrum. It just crossed a huge milestone of $1 billion in USDC natively in circulation. Now, just to be clear, they mentioned natively because there's two types of USDC on Arbitrum. There's bridged USDC, which was the first one, and then there's native, which is like the canonical USDC that you can kind of mint on and off of Arbitrum with Circle. This is definitely a lot more. It's definitely important that there's more native USDC, just because it's like you could argue it's a lot more safe than bridged, because bridged obviously has the risk of being involved in whatever may happen to whatever bridging contract. But yeah, it's a native version versus a bridge version of USDC, and 1 billion is insane. I remember there was a chart by Gauntlet. They kind of created, I think it was like a chart of Aave, Uniswap, and Radiant, and they think another protocol, pretty much measuring how much USDC they all had in each project, native versus bridged. And I'll be honest, I never thought it would actually end up equaling out or even going higher. But I think at this point, native USDC has already passed bridged USDC. I could be wrong, but it's really good to see that. Who knows? Are we ever going to see a properly decentralized stablecoin that's not algorithm based? I don't know. Anyways, that's always good to hear. All right, we have a tweet by GameOnLa Liga. They say, so about the high ETH gas fees. Yes, we hear you. We're relaunching them in today on Arbitrum via OpenSea. More La Liga, avatar packs, and game points bonuses coming your way. Those who have minted will get their gas fee back and get a new avatar pack. So for those of you who don't know, GameOnLa Liga is actually, I think they've worked with multiple sports teams before, actual sports teams before. You see they have a bunch of pictures of like players and whatnot. Yeah, they're partnered with GameOn, it looks like, who also does a lot of fantasy sports stuff. But they're pretty big, I think, in in the sports world, from my understanding. So they had a mint yesterday on Ethereum. It looks like they realized that the gas fees were too high, and they decided to nix it and have the actual mint on Arbitrum. You can actually see them literally mentioning it right here. Due to very high gas fees today, we've decided to further extend the presale. But yeah, this isn't me, by the way, recommending you pre-sell anything at all. I'm just, this is me kind of just showing once again why you need layer 2s in a very simple sense. If nothing else, it's just a lot cheaper, and you get that same Ethereum security. So yeah, shout outs to GameOnLa Liga for changing them into Arbitrum. All right, we have a tweet here by Stake.Link. Stake.Link handshake. Arbitrum. We're excited to announce that Stake.Link has deployed on Arbitrum as the first step in our multi-chain journey. Stake.Link is officially bringing Chainlink Economics 2.0 cross-chain via Chainlink CCIP for the first time, and it's happening on Arbitrum. Now, I'm not actually too familiar with Stake.Link, but I want to say, from what it looks like they provided like validator and staking services. So it looks like you'll be able to actually do that on Arbitrum. Again, I could be wrong. I'm kind of just I'm doing the thing where I'm amplifying projects who launch, so I just want to make sure people, see it, and assuming it's all legit. But I will say, on the topic of staking, that it's very interesting. More and more, I'm hearing people kind of talking about going away from solo staking, and if not because it's hard, more so just because it's not economically, it actually makes less sense than launching a rocket pool validator for a little bit less ETH. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I like that at all, to be honest. This is why I'm saying Sal said it a little while ago, but people who are staking on ETH mainnet, they should be airdropped a little something. I'm saying whenever there's new airdrops from other teams, maybe they should just drop it in the staking wallet, or maybe not, because actually now that I think about it, I don't want to touch any wallet with my staking wallet. Touch any tokens, I mean. Never mind, don't do that. I don't know. It's a little tough because I do think for the sake of the entire network, we need more solo stakers. But I don't know, man. It's at the very least, the nice part is that it's very easy to do. Honestly, I barely touch my staking machine. The other day, I did run into an issue with the memory, but that was it. But anyways, shout out to Stake.Link. Take a look at their app if you're interested, and yeah, appreciate you guys for launching on Arbitrum. All right, here, I think I missed this one. If I didn't, then I apologize. But I wanted to make sure I got this one in. We have Dopex is essentially rebranding and changing their it looks like their entire strategy, essentially. So Dopex is rebranded to Strike, and they say here that our goal has always been to become the best crypto options platform for every type of trader. Today, we're excited to reveal the next logical step in our evolution to build the on-chain hub for options liquidity, introducing Strike, the future of crypto options. Pretty cool stuff. I think part of this launch includes a new token model, as they say here, SYK, for enhanced governance and cross-chain functionality. I'm pretty sure what's going to end up happening is that Dopex, the DPX, and RDPX will be merged into one token. SYK. I hope. Dopex is like literally like one of the most OG protocols on Arbitrum. Always had a lot of love for them. You know, I had the Diamond Pepes when they first came out. Had me a little DPX as well. I just don't know when like crypto options like will actually become like a real big thing. I don't know. Maybe it never will be. But it's kind of weird because like the options market, I think in TradFire, it's like huge, like absolutely enormous. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe Strike will be the one that actually makes it happen. But anyway, shouts to Dopex for the rebrand. Always exciting stuff to see people kind of pivoting and doing what they think makes the most sense for them in the current market. But yeah, good stuff. We have a tweet here from GMX. They say GMX is thrilled to announce the launch of 3 new perp and spot markets on GMX v2 on Arbitrum. Atom on Cosmos, Near from Near Protocol, and Aave from Aave. Trade them on GMX now. I wanted to point this out not just because GMX launched new markets, but I wanted to point this out in particular because of these two, Atom on Cosmos and Near on Near Protocol. I've always found it very interesting that people would actually go to like an L2 or a different chain to trade another chain's native token. It's like the perfect Trojan horse, I feel like. I don't know. It's like now theoretically, I can hold Atom or Near on Arbitrum without technically being exposed to Near or Atom anyways. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to do that. It's like holding wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. Personally, I don't know if I'd want to do that. But I do know there are a lot of traders who like want to be able to trade with size on these different markets that probably do not have anywhere near as much liquidity as GMX might. So just an interesting kind of thing to point out here. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it because, like I said, it gives people the option to do it on Arbitrum instead. But you know, again, as a trader, like I don't know if I'm not a trader, but so maybe that's why. But if I were to ever be a trader, I don't know if I'd ever do that necessarily. I probably would because there's more liquidity. But yeah, whatever. Shout out to GMX. All right, we have a tweet here by DSpread calling all devs in Korea. We are excited to unveil our strategic partnership with Arbitrum to foster a thriving developer ecosystem in South Korea. I don't know if I want to, let me see if I can, here we go. Through the partnership, we are fostering the developer ecosystem in the Korean market, distribution of research content and development guides to alleviate language and cultural barriers, strategic deployment of Arbitrum ecosystem experts, collaborative environment between Korean enterprises and Arbitrum, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Very exciting stuff. Very, like I always love to see like regional-based kind of partnerships or even like initiatives coming from the Arbitrum community. I think it's really important, and I think it's one thing that just to date Arbitrum never really has had. It's a strong, you know, like literally a strong global presence. You know, besides on online, I mean, because you know, you could make the argument that being in person is just as important as being as having a presence online, because it drives belief, I think, you know, more than anything else. Actually, on that note, should I talk about this? I'll talk about on that note. I'll talk about GovHack real quick, just because it you know relates. You guys know Arbitrum GovHack was thrown by Hack Humanity over here. Let me give them a follow. This past week, Monday through Wednesday, pretty much around like 50 to 60 people, at the very least, showed up, hacked, submitted proposals, you know, and kind of collaborated within the Arbitrum ecosystem. It was probably one of the coolest events I've ever been to. In all reality, it was literally like seeing everyone on Arbitrum CT together in one spot. It was actually insane. So something tells me that this won't be the only time this happens. And like, again, the coolest part about this is that it was all thrown by Hack Humanity. Like, it wasn't thrown by the Foundation. It wasn't thrown by Offchain Labs or any other entity. In this case, the entity was Hack Humanity, which is like this third-party kind of, you know, neutral organization that did a great job, you know. So I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more of this. If you're interested in seeing the outcome of some of this, there were 23 of those proposals were submitted to the governance forum. I'm not sure if they actually put the link here, but oh yeah, you can probably see it right here. But they also have a list of the finalists that Hack Humanity mentioned here as well. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link actually to Hack Humanity's website too as well, just for people who are interested, and because they want to help with their SEO. But yeah, shouts to Hack Humanity. In-person experiences are so important, I think, especially in crypto, because everything is just naturally online. So yeah, this is infinitely valuable. All right. We're almost done here, thank God. Denver, another Denver thing, Guild. Guild says, are you ready for Denver? Comment your favorite emoji to get a last-minute invite. Guild Day 29th, which is today. I'm a big fan of Guild. I've always been a big fan of Guild. The guys there are amazing. I should be going to this later on today. And actually, the nice part is that, obviously, part of the reason why I'm even mentioning this is because Guild is on Arbitrum. I think it's on One and Nova, actually. So if you want to build a Guild and have your assets kind of on One and Nova, you can do that. But they're great people. And frankly, I always feel like any way to organize communities is always like is always valuable to me. So like, why not kind of give them a little shout out? And also, of course, the platform too. If you've never tried it, give it a try. Why not? But yeah, I'll be there later on today as well, actually. And speaking of where I'll be later on today, we have a tweet from the Arbitrum Foundation. It says, Arbitrum at ETH Denver. See you at Sport Castle from February 29th to the March 3rd, booth 229. Yes, I'm going to be at the Arbitrum booth today. Probably manning it, talking to people, shaking hands, kissing babies, all that stuff. I'll most likely be there most of the day between today, Thursday, and honestly Saturday/Sunday. So my voice is going to be even more wrecked, to be honest. But I'll also be tomorrow at the Shake Shack. So Arbitrum, if you don't know, the foundation is throwing a Shake Shack takeover. So they're taking over an entire Shake Shack, free burgers, free milkshakes, and oh yeah, and if you want, actually, right now, you could actually mint a free burger NFT. It's like generative art. I probably already mentioned it here before, probably when they first dropped it. But yeah, you can go on Prohibition and actually mint a generative burger, Arby burger. Oh man! All right. All the links for everything, of course, as usual, are in the description. And last but not least, gotta of course drop the plug. Please take a look at Beneath the Layers, a community-focused show dedicated to showcasing entrepreneurs of Web3 and telling their stories. I host the show. I am the podcast host in this case. Wrong. There we go. Spoken to a bunch of leaders like Jill from Espresso Systems, Ellie from Starkware, who else? G-Funk from Pixel Vault, Ahmed from Proof of Play, Ed Felton, Preston Van Loon, Raul Jordan, a ton of people I've spoken to at this point. So please take a look, X, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want it's available. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one, either on CT or in person here at Denver. See you guys.